Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to somewhere a little bit different. I'm on the River Humber at a place called Poole and I'm after cod. I left at 4 o'clock this morning and it's now probably around about 11:30. Tide this morning was at 9 o'clock. So at the minute we're fishing the flood. This may not be the best time to fish. Who knows? However, what I will say is we're here fishing up, down, and then tonight we're going to do up, down again. So we're doing 2 tides. Lovely drive here. In the background, you may be able to see Mike, someone I met through Facebook. Been chatting for ages, and we finally got out to come fishing. I'm going to go through everything in this video I'm doing. I want a cod. I want a haddock. If it's a wasted journey, it's still somewhere nice and new to fish. But this is Poole. This is the Humber Estuary. Let's see if we can get some cod. As you can tell, and as I've just said, we're on the Humber Estuary. And this is a renowned place for cod fishing. Mike's been messaging me recently, said, do I fancy coming up here for a trip? So of course, I've got a week off work. I said yes. This video will be in 2 parts. I'm going to film both tides separately. There's a bit of tide flow out there. The wind is coming across the Humber, probably about 15 to 20 mile an hour. Quite brisk, but it is quite warm at the minute. Baits, mussel, squid and rag. At the minute, I've got squid and rag on the left-hand rod, and on the right-hand rod, I'm just using sausages of ragworm. I don't think this is the best part of tide to fish though. I think it's going to be over the top and down the other side, and then around about low tide is normally quite good as well apparently. But we're here, so we're fishing. If we get a cod, I'll be ecstatic. If I get a haddock, I'll be even more ecstaticer. That's not even a word, but ecstaticer is what I'll be. Long drive, early morning start. Mike drove up here. Traffic was absolutely brilliant on the way here, just a straightforward cruise all the way up. That has got to be the tide, I reckon. That's the tide. Let me just reel this in. It's either weed or tide. This is the ragworm rod. There's a lot of weed out there. A lot of weed. That is not good. I wasn't expecting to see that amount of weed today. There's flotsam, there's jetsam, there's plastic. There's a little bit of everything on that. But hey ho, there's a little bit of everything. A lot of plastic coming up. But it is what it is. We'll fish through it. There is some weight on there, but I'm assuming that is going to be more weed around the lead. But we'll see. Let's get this in. If it's a fish, I'll be ecstatic. But I don't reckon it will be. Slowly does it. Where are you? Like I say, this is first cast. There's no weed further down the line. Unless it's all around the lead. That could well have been a fish. Note, that is just loads and loads of plastic. Lovely. It's the first cast. A lot of weed and plastic. Great. Hey ho. My left hand rod keeps rattling. Now I don't know what it is. There we go, see? There could well be something there. A little rattle bite. That's a whole squid with 2 ragworms strapped to it, that is. See if it goes again. And if it does, we'll reel it in. Let's give a couple of good rattles, then a couple of little taps. Now normally, I'd say whiten. But I was speaking to someone and they reckon there's no whiting about. If we come here today and catch whiting, I'm gonna literally cry all the way home. See if it goes again, come on. Give us a little tap, tap, tap. Now it is a big bait. So whatever it is, for something to hook itself on it, has got to be pretty blooming big mouthed. Like I say, it could just be a whiting. Please don't be a whiting. One more time and we'll hit into it. The right hand rod's got a big bunch of ragworm on it in a minute. I've got some blow lug which I'll start stitching into it as the tide gets higher, because it's going to be up pretty soon and we'll be up on the wall and then fishing down into this rocky area. Come on, one more. It's always exciting when you get your first bite at a new location, because you never know what it could be. It could be absolutely anything. Or it could just be small fish plucking at the bait. Who knows? But it shows there's life out there as well. We come down here, try and catch some fish. And when that tips are rattling, it shows there is fish here, which is always a good start. God, the air here, you can smell the air coming off the old works over there. It's just industrial all around. It is totally different to Suffolk. It really is. This ain't no East Lane or Bawdsey or Shingle Street. This is proper fishing. There we go. What are you? That is the question. And are you hooked? Feels like it's hooked, or whatever it is. I can feel some weight on there. Please be a little haddock. If you are a haddock, I'll be very happy. There might not even be anything on it. I don't know. Where are you? No, nothing. So, we've seen the bites. There is obviously fish grabbing hold of it. But that bait was too big to go in those fish's mouths. So whatever it is, small fish out there. But like I say, small fish always give way to bigger fish when you're fishing somewhere like this. Always. So, I'm going to get this baited up, and what I'm going to do this time, I'm going to put a bit of a smaller bait on, because I just want to know what them fish are. Probably cut a little sliver of squid, a couple of ragworm wrapped to it, and lob that out. But signs of life is very good. That tide is flooding in lovely. It's coming in quite quick, and we're going to be up on that wall very soon. Fishing off there into this. Now we might have about half an hour or so where we can't cast, but the speed that is coming in, we'll soon be able to fish. And like I say, we're doing up to the top, which is 4 o'clock, and then we're coming down the other side, and then we're going to do up again, and then down again. But it's going to be a tale of two halves, this video. Going to do one side and then the second side as well, both are separate videos. And hopefully we'll see some fish. Just want to say welcome. If you haven't watched my channel before, thank you very much for tuning in. Much appreciated. If you are one of my subscribers, thank you very much yet again for all the support. But if you are watching this and you're not yet subscribed, here comes the drivel. That there is a QR code. Pause your TV, click your phone camera on that QR code. You don't even have to take a photograph. You just hold your camera up to it and that will instantly take you to my YouTube channel. Nothing naughty, nothing dodgy. Click subscribe. Just helps my channel to grow that little bit more. But what a day. It is absolutely beautiful. That wind has dropped off. I've got layers on here because when we turned up, it was nice and cold. It was really cold, but now it's warming up. So I might have to get some of these layers off soon, especially when I'm up there, because that is going to be easy fishing. It really is. Nice and easy. That's gone a little bit slack. See if that comes back anymore. Might just be the tide. But yeah, fishing off there, like I say, through the darkness, and then as soon as we can get back down here, we'll be back down here fishing again. Never fished this place before in my life, at all. So it's all a new learning curve for me. But as far as I'm aware, I've got all the right baits, the right rigs, the right equipment. Just need to make sure. Sorry, I'm fascinated by jets, trying to see what that is. Probably typhoons from Coningsby. So yeah, let's crack on through the video. See if any of these cod turn up. Got a little spell now. I'll just turn you around and show you that, where the water is not quite up. So we've jumped up here, probably give it half an hour to an hour, which is nice to have a rest, because to be honest with you, after the drive, I could do with sitting down. And it's lunchtime. And Mike, bless his heart, has made some amazing baguettes. Let's take a look at these, see what we got in them. This is my kind of food. Look at that. Whoa. What we got? Cheese, it looks a little bit like Emmental. You got some ham. Oh, some pastrami, better than a Subway this is. Lettuce, and I'm assuming some type of, might be a mayonnaise in there as well. Look at that. That is the food of champions. But so far, like I said, I've had a couple of bites. Mike's had a couple of bites. It's been a little bit quiet, but I think we're fishing the wrong part of the tide to start with. But we're down here, we got here, we thought we might as well start fishing. To taste this. Mmm. Le magnifique. That is spot on. So high tide's at 4. I think it's probably now about 1 o'clock, so we're nearly halfway there, or we are halfway there. I'm just going to let this get up to the second post, which you probably can't see me behind me, because I don't want to be bouncing stuff over these rocks. Get a little bit of depth in there, and then we'll start smashing these baits out. And now I'm up here, I can give you a bit of a rig demonstration, bait demonstration as to what I'm doing on both rods. I'm going to finish this. And I'll see you in a minute. Well, at last that water's up. I think we've got about 2 hours before high now. So, I'm going to show you what I'm using quickly. First rod, we have, we've got Yuki Bosphorus AMG Evo reel, 80-pound braid straight through, down to a pulley pennel, 2.0 hook on the bottom, no 4.0 hook on the bottom, sorry, 1.0 hook on the top. And that has got squid, mussel and ragworm on it. Absolutely blooming lovely. I'm literally just going to plonk this in from here. Yes, I don't have my thummy, so it's not going to be a very hard cast. Boom. Lovely. That's one in. Put that one on the right hand side. And the second rod I'm using today, M4GT 7HT turbo. Yet again, pulley pennel, 20-pound snood, 60-pound rig body, 7-ounce lead, 4.0 bottom hook, 1.0 top hook, and on that I have rag and blow lug tag team combination. So with the tide getting up, hopefully we may start. I'm not even thumping them off here, I'm literally just overhead 40, 50 yards, because apparently that is where you need to be here. Don't know how true that is. That's just what I've been told, and to be honest with you, it makes perfect sense, because any further and you would literally be being pulled out by the tide. Tighten that one up. Oh, look at that. Ta-da! Both rods out in the water. We're going to be up here for a little while. Hopefully this fish will turn up. Had a little bit of a rest, probably about an hour I think, just waiting for this tide to come in. I ain't bothered about that. As you saw, the baguette I had was absolutely amazing. That was a fantastic baguette. For a foodie like me, that was delicious. It really was. But back to the good stuff, back to the fishing. Both rods are in. All we want now is bang bang slack. Believe it or not, that left-hand rod has got a decent fish on it. I was over there talking to Mike, looked over, and my rod was completely slack, my fault, and it's gone straight into a snag. But if you look, that is still there. So I'm leaving it until it comes out. I'm saying that's a cod, because I lifted into it and you can feel, and then straight into a snag. Definitely not a whiting. A whiting wouldn't have done that. So it's now a case of waiting and seeing if that fish will pull herself out of the snag. It's pretty lock solid. However, if it comes loose, we could well have a cod on the beach soon. Devastated. Devastated that's gone in that snag. Really am. That was a heck of a slack liner as well. Oh, nightmare. Well, unfortunately, that was stuck fast, and in the end I had to snap off. Bit of a shame, because whatever it was, I'm hedging my bets on a cod the way that was thumping when I had it in my hands and started reeling it in. It's still out there, and I missed it, lost it, etc, etc. So rather than squid, I'm now sticking to rag and lug wraps, because that was on a rag and lug wrap, and when I put that right hand side rod out, that has also smacked around twice and then come back to the original position and not moved since. So the fish are there. Just been chatting to a local, the ebb is the best here. So could we see some more fish now? I think, looking at the time, nearly high, about half an hour to before high. So we're gonna have a little bit of time now. Maybe high might be dead. I don't know how it fishes here. Maybe it goes down. But that's one cod hooked, one cod lost. Devastated, devastated. If I weren't so in control of my vocabulary, I would be swearing like a right one now. But it is what it is. We've got more opportunities. The fish should come through. Let's get one of these cod out. And ladies and gentlemen, I give to you my first fish from the River Humber. A whiting. Gutted. I could have stayed at Felixstowe for that. But it's a fish. It's another one-eyed cyclops. Look at him. Woo, cyclops whiting. Could have stayed at Felixstowe for that, but hey-ho. It's a fish. And it's the first one of the session. So, get this one unhooked. Watch out for the foot panel. Let that swing out. Down you go. So, first fish of the session, a whiting, one cod, lost. It's got to get better than this. Oh. Well, the light's fading and it's high tide. Soon going to go in the night for the ebb. Could produce, you never know. It could well kick off. Like I say, the ebb apparently here is the best to fish. So we'll see, we'll see. It looks beautiful though, all them in the background. I don't know if you can see all the lights, all the harbour or whatever it is, the port of Humber. Absolutely beautiful. And over there, you've got twinkling lights, all the industrial zones. It looks really pretty, and to be honest with you, it looks quite Christmassy. But then when you realise what it is, an industrial zone, it's not that Christmassy, is it? But it's pretty. And pretty damn smelly as well. But yeah, there we go. Right, so we're going in tonight. into the ebb. Are these whiting going to come out? If they do, I'll tell you something, right? The young lad, if you're watching this, who I saw at the car park, and I said, is there whiting here? Nah, no whiting. No whiting at all. You don't get whiting here. They've all gone. First fish from the Humber was a whiting. You, sir, are a scoundrel. Anyway, happy days. It's getting cold, but I've got myself to warm up as well. Let's fish into the night. Let's see what darkness brings. Ooh, is it going to bring a coddy? Or is it going to bring a blank? Who knows? I want haddock as well. There is haddock here. And someone said they get rays here. I'm not too sure if we get a ray from this mark because it is quite rough. But haddock and cod would do me fantastic. That's more like it, isn't it? New camera. And it's got night mode on it. So you can actually see what I'm doing at night now. Hopefully the quality of this video has been okay. It's the first time using it, so I'm getting used to it. Hopefully the audio is okay because it's got built-in transmitter for the mics, etc. So yeah, hopefully that's all good. I'll just come on because I think my left rod is rattle rattle. And rattle rattle to me means rattle rattle whiting. I might leave it out for a little while, even if it is rattling, because it has got some pennel on there, so you never... What's that? That's weed, I reckon. Is that weed? That right-hand rod is going around quite... don't know. I reckon that's weed. Let's have a look. Let me pull that over. I need to weigh that down. That won't be good if that goes over the side of the wall. I reckon weed. But we will see. Yeah, there's nothing there. Leave that where it is because it hasn't been out very long. Just depends if the tide turns it into a rolling lead or not. I think it's in mud, so maybe the grippers wouldn't have pulled out. But we'll see. And to combat that, let's spread the legs. Ooh, misses. Spread those legs. Spread those legs and get it lower to the ground. I reckon that's the tide on that one. Because that is still going, but the left-hand rod has got a bend in it as well. That's got to be some tide, that has. Yeah, that's got to come in. What the heck? That's a shooting down tide. That is what I would call, make sure it's not caught on that because it's just gone down a little bit. Weed on the line. I can see weed on the line. Yeah, it's not caught up with that one. Shazam. They're both pulling around. That is some epic tide pull. That is, I've got 7s on. Yeah, 7s. Bit of weed, pulled it round. Thought it would do. But a left-hand one I do think is a white, but like I say, I'm going to leave it. Depends if this becomes crazy tide pull, because if it is, I'll have to sit back and wait for the tide to ease off, because that is immense. Could try putting it in closer, but you can see a tide line. There's a tide line coming right round in front of us. There's got to be a white on that. You know what, I'm just going to reel this in anyway, because that's starting to go round. Lights on. Come on, Mr. Whiting. No, that's out. That's out. A little bit of weight there, but I think that's just banging off the rocks on the way in. There's a bit of weed on that one as well, and I can see weed in the water. Quite a lot of weed too. Quite a lot of weed. No whiting. Some of that just fell off. Got that as well. Ooh. Decisions. Right. I'm gonna now have to sit back, think about what I'm gonna do, because if that weed's coming through like that and that's gonna keep pulling his rods over, don't really want to be fishing until it eases off. Decisions. Ladies and gentlemen, I give to you a River Humber codlin. Yes, get in. Sorry I didn't get the fight on camera. It literally slackened me off, tapped around a couple of times, lifted into it thinking it was a whiting because there's only a couple of taps, and then this came in. Oh my word, we came, we saw, we conquered. First one on the ebb as it's going down. Get in. Look at that, hey? Amazing. At least we caught a cod in part one. Still got a little bit of the ebb to go, so we're going to go down there and start fishing some more in a minute. I might cast one more out from up here. And look at that. Bang in. Get in. Amazing. Oh, I am a happy chappy, a very happy chappy. And we're back on the beach. Tide's going out nicely now. It's probably about 3 hours down, which apparently is the best time here. So we may well see some more fish, but that tide is absolutely nailing it through still. That's a big pull on that tide. That is a real massive pull. Going round from right to left. Hopefully the rods are settled, but we'll see. Both rods, all I'm using now is wraps of ragworm, 3 big ragworm, 2 little blow lug in it as well, all wrapped in together. That's what I had the cod on. That's what I've had all the bites on. So I'm sticking with that. But we're down here now, we're gonna have a good 6 hours down here, I think. And then once it starts coming back up, I reckon we'll have a kip and then we'll finish it off on the top, back down the other side again. And then we'll go home. But we've still got a little while left on this ebb, like I say. Hopefully, some more codlin will turn up. But who knows? Anything could happen. It really could. But it's looking good. That just slackened off and banged around again. Just waiting for it to do something else, because it's done it a couple of times now. Come on. Come on. That gave a proper slack, bang, slack. However, it's just sitting there again now. Come on. Go again. So they're still there. There's still fish there. That was definitely a coddy looking bite. Left hand one's not really doing very much, but that right hand one was just had a proper bite on it. Always the way, turn the camera on and the bite stops. It gave a proper solid indication. It really did. Come on. Right hand rod, that's just the tide. Left hand rod is just the tide, sorry. Come on, right hand rod, do it again. There's got to be something there that's pretty interested. That's slackening off quite nicely. I think that is just the tide on that one. Definitely wasn't the tide on the right hand one though. Like I say, that proper bang bang, slack, bang bang. Didn't get hooked though, by the looks of it. Just shame. Right, obviously not. I'll come back to you if anything else happens. There we go. Was that the tide? I reckon that is just the waves. Nope. I'll come back to you if anything else happens. Well, what can I say? The weed, that is a tiny part of what I have just picked off my rod. Literally like a washing line from the minute you start reeling in all the way down to your bait. Has been absolutely atrocious on this ebb. Yes, I had a codlin, happy days. Target achieved. Got what we came for. On that tide, on this part 1 video. 1 codlin, 1 whiting. Yes, it's a long way to come just for them, but it's a codlin and we got the target. New venue, never fished here before, trying to work it out. Target achieved, happy days. Right, I think I am gonna go and have a kip in a minute because I've been up since 4 o'clock this morning. It's now nearly 10 o'clock, well, 9 o'clock at night. So I'm gonna get some kip. And then I'm going to wake up, and part 2 of this video will be the ebb from about 3 o'clock in the morning all the way down to about 10 o'clock in the morning. And then we'll be on our way home. So thank you very much for watching. Really appreciate it. If you haven't yet subscribed, hit the subscribe button. I'm going to go for a sleep. Probably absolutely freeze myself to pieces, but there you go. I need a kip. So you take care of yourselves, and I'll see you by the water very soon.